Hi, I'm Kim Bond, your host on Health Watch. Today I'm happy to welcome Dr. Eileen Fenoy to our show, and it's so nice to have you with me today.
Thank you, Kim. I'm very happy to be here.
Great. Now, Dr. Fenoy, you are the Director of Ambulatory Care at the Brooklyn Hospital Center, and today we're going to be talking about thyroid problems. And as we get into that, we'll learn more about it, but what made you become interested in this to begin with?
Well, Kim, I'm an endocrinologist, and I became interested in that field, which deals with all the different glands, because I was interested in how children grow, particularly at birth, since that determines their ability to survive. And I had to choose between pediatrics and OB/GYN, and I decided that pediatrics allowed me to focus on children for the longest period of time. And part of that, part of the growth problems then that children have are referred to the endocrinologist. So therefore I decided to go into endocrinology so I could pay attention to children's growth.
Okay. What's the definition of endocrinology?
Endocrinology is the study of glands. The glands are primarily those areas of the body that produce a substance in one place, and then that substance circulates in the blood and has its action on multiple other parts of the body distant from where it was produced.
Okay, great definition. All right, so let's start by talking about what is the thyroid gland? What does it do? Why is it important?
The thyroid gland is a small gland in the neck. Actually, I have an example here. It's butterfly shaped, and it can be found.
That's the actual size of it?
Just about this size,
okay.
Yes. And it actually can be found below your Adam's apple in the neck, just about there. Okay, it surrounds the trachea or the windpipe.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's like a little butterfly.
It's a storage gland, so it makes a hormone that it stores, and large follicles full of hormone are in the gland, and it slowly releases these as the body needs them. It controls the basic activity of the body, the metabolic functions. So how fast your heart is beating at rest, how fast your body digests food, things like that, sort of basic actions that you don't have any control over, but that your body has to engage in on an everyday basis.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and how exactly does the thyroid do that?
It produces two hormones. They're fondly abbreviated as T4 and T3. And those hormones circulate in the blood and have their effects on multiple different organs in the body.
Okay. So, if I understand this correctly, it's kind of like your car engine it idles. You know, like mine races when it's idling, and I know that there's something wrong with it, but is that a good...
That's a reasonable analogy.
Okay.
It's sort of the basic rate that you function at rest, and the thyroid hormone will determine that.
Mm-hmm. Now, are all thyroid problems related to your hormones?
No. The thyroid actually has multiple types of problems. One set related to the hormones, the other set related to the size and shape of the gland, or some combination of the two. Mm-hmm. So we call things related to the size. If the gland enlarges, goiter. I'm sure many people have heard that term used. That's an enlarged thyroid gland. Or nodular goiter. It has multiple lumps in that enlarged gland. Mm-hmm. And many functions can be just size related, or other functions, hormone, or some combination.
Okay. Now, when I hear the word thyroid, for some reason, I always associate it with iodine. Help me make that connection.
Well, iodine is absolutely necessary for thyroid hormone. In fact, thyroid hormone is the only biological substance that contains iodine. So that what happens is you have to get iodine from your diet, which then your thyroid gland concentrates in the gland by incorporating it into a protein that, once it's mixed together, is known as thyroid hormone.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I know when you buy salt, you see it say iodized salt. Is that the only place we get that in our diet?
No, actually, iodine is in the ground, but it's at various levels in the ground depending on where you live. And there are areas of the world that are iodine deficient and areas that have plenty. What we've done in our country to avoid iodine deficiency is provide iodine in salt, so that foods like bread, in which salt is used, many prepared foods will have iodized salt in them, or you can purchase iodized salt, and that avoids any problem of your living in an area where iodine is low in the ground.
So I gather from that statement that there are places that you could live where it is low, where
Right.
it's not part of the regular diet.
Historically, in North America, the Great Lakes region was the area that was iodine deficient. But with our supplements, that's not a problem in North America. But still, there are places like Italy that have various parts of the country that are iodine deficient, and you can see problems with the thyroid simply because you don't have enough iodine in your diet.
Interesting.